Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, the background is a little bit different. Please excuse that. We're going to fly to Greece tomorrow, so it's gonna change again, but I hope that it's gonna stay for a while. Just don't be too upset with it. In today's video, I'm gonna tell you everything about the great-great-grandfather of Sirius Black, Phineas Nigellus Black, and what we can expect when we see him in Hogwarts Legacy. So I would say, without further ado, let's just start right into the video. Okay, so let me first tell you a little bit about Phineas's life before we're gonna meet him in 1890 as a Hogwarts student ourselves. Phineas Nigellus Black was born in 1847 to Sirius and Ella Black. And yep, we all know what the beliefs and the values of the Black family are, and of course Phineas shared those too. He despised Muggleborns and strongly believed that the knowledge of magic should be reserved for wizards that are born with pure blood. He never really put those values aside, not even after his death. Phineas had 3 siblings, Sirius, Elladora, and Diola. Unfortunately, his brother Sirius passed away in 1853 at just 8 years old. At that time, Phineas was only 6 years old, so it scarred him and followed him way into his adult life. I know what you're thinking, and no, I'm not talking about Sirius Black, the man we know to be Harry Potter's godfather, but Sirius Black I, whose name was handed down to more than just one generation. In 1958, at 11 years old, Phineas became a student at Hogwarts and was sorted into Slytherin House, where he would spend the next 7 years. It's not really clear what he did after Hogwarts, but we know that at some point he returned to Hogwarts to become a teacher and eventually worked his way up to become the least popular headmaster Hogwarts has ever seen. At least when he was described by his great-great-grandson Sirius Black, the man we know to be Harry Potter's godfather. When I read that he held a grudge against Muggleborns and became headmaster, I was wondering why he didn't just ban them from learning at Hogwarts altogether. But then I did some research, and it's pretty likely that the Hogwarts Board of Governors prohibited him from doing so, which makes sense because banning Muggles from Hogwarts might have probably been one of the first things he might have thought about when becoming headmaster at Hogwarts. In 1865, he married Ursula Flint, and the two had their first son in 1877, who was named after Phineas' brother Sirius. At some point, they had 4 more children, Phineas, Sinus, Belvina, and Arcturus, of which Phineas was disowned because he was fighting for Muggle rights. It's not clear if we will meet any of his children in Hogwarts Legacy, but I think it would be very cool to learn more about Phineas Nigellus Black and his children, and maybe even see them in Hogwarts as Hogwarts students. And when I'm already talking about the game, let's just get right to it. Phineas Nigellus Black was described as a clever-looking wizard with black hair, dark eyes, a pointed beard, and thin eyebrows. If I'm not mistaken, we can find exactly that wizard in this shot right here standing next to us and putting the sorting hat onto our head in this shot. I do in fact think that he's already the headmaster at Hogwarts because he seems to be a very important person walking along the Great Hall. Apparently, Phineas was a snide and sarcastic man who had little patience for the feelings and problems of others, especially when it came to students. I think we can all agree when I say that he might not have been the best option for the position of a teacher, and especially not a headmaster. But the decision wasn't up to us, so I guess that's fine. Luckily, we get to experience him with our own eyes when we enter Hogwarts in 1890 as our own character. I'm super excited to see if we're gonna be able to interact with him when we see him in a hallway or possibly even go to his office. I'm also eager to find out whether he has a bigger role in the whole game or if he's just a nice addition to the Harry Potter lore. There's not much more we know about Phineas Nigellus Black and what he did and achieved before he passed away in 1925 at the age of 77 or 78. Some would say that that is a pretty young age for a wizard, and I would agree. Though we don't really know how he passed away. It could be anything from passing away peacefully or even something as extreme as murder. After his death, a portrait was hung in the headmaster's office where he was honor-bound to support and advise the next headmasters. However, that wasn't the only portrait of him. The other one was hung in Grimmauld Place number 12, so he was able to travel between the one in Hogwarts and the one in Grimmauld Place number 12, witness what's going on, and give the information to whoever needed it. Phineas was actually the one that let Sirius Black know that he would have visitors because Arthur Weasley needed a safe place to recover after the attack of Nagini. To avoid Phineas giving fatal information to Severus Snape once he became headmaster in 1997, Harry, Ron and Hermione stole or took his portrait from Grimmauld Place number 12 and hid it safely in Hermione's magically enlarged beaded bag. However, that way he was able to make out their location while they were camping in the Forest of Dean and tell Snape about it, who then was able to put the Sword of Gryffindor into the little pond for Harry to find. Even though Phineas Nigellus was very in tune with the beliefs and values of the Black family, he did not support the Death Eaters and was overjoyed once Voldemort was defeated. It is even said that he smiled, or at least smirked, once Harry, Ron and Hermione walked into the headmaster's office after they won the war. I think after all, Phineas Nigellus Black was a good man that knew whom to respect and was able to differentiate between right or wrong. He's portrayed like he doesn't really care about anyone but himself, but I think we're proven wrong when he seems to be very upset about the death of his great-great-grandson Sirius Black, who was disowned by the Black family and described as worthless by Phineas and others. Overall, I'm stoked to meet him in Hogwarts Legacy, and I can't wait to find out more about his story, and I really hope we do. So let's cross our fingers, because I think he didn't get a lot of screen time in the Harry Potter movies, and I think he deserves more. So let's hope he's gonna play a bigger role in the game. And here we have it, everything you need to know about Phineas Nigellus Black. Let me know in the comments down below what character you want me to talk about next. Also, go hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. That was it from my side. I hope I will see you next time. Until then, bye.